Hey everybody, today I'm going to be working with the Autumn Vibes transfer and this is the 12 by 18 Sylvie white frame. It's one of the new ones that we have. So I'm going to get started. I don't know if you can see, you should be able to see there's a line in the middle of this transfer. It'll be helpful when I'm working with such a large transfer to just be able to cut it in half. And so I just got these new transfer scissors in, and this is the first time I'm using them. And they do cut pretty darn nice, I have to say. So if you were using a larger frame, which we do have them to fit this whole transfer, you would still want to cut this apart, and I'll quickly show you. So if you should be able to see, there's these little marks on here that you would line up with. So you just put paste over them. They'll stay on your surface until you wipe them off, and then you would line up with the other ones, and then it'll be perfectly lined up when you use those, and they just wipe off when you're done. So they're perfect. They're well thought out. Anyway, so this is the portion that I decided I wanted to work with. So I'm just kind of eyeballing it before I even set it in place. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead. I've got 6 different paste colors picked out already, and because I'm working with such a large transfer and I don't want it to fold over on itself while I'm just taking the backing off, I'm literally just going to kind of stick it down on my surface a little bit, and just peel the backing off like that, and then I know for sure I'm not gonna make an error. Before I get started, I want to I'm just going to write on the back side of the paper. This side's glossy, which is the side you want to put your transfer back onto. And I'm just writing on the back to make sure I put it on the right side when I'm done with it. Because these, you just wash them and reuse them. So you want to take care of your transfers. And you can get at least 8 to 12 uses, they say, out of them. Some people get more uses than that, and if you even want to get even more and more uses out of them, I understand there's a repositionable spray. It's kind of a tacky spray that you can purchase. If anybody's interested in finding out what it's called, I can get that information for you. You literally just spray it on, and it lasts for probably a couple of uses, at least 2, because it does wash off a little bit each time, every time you wash your transfer. Sorry, I'm just trying to get this lined up, and I'm, for some reason, having a little bit of difficulty here. And now we want to make sure, but anyway, sorry, back to that thing. It'll eventually just wash off, and then you won't have that stickiness on it anymore. You would just you'd have to either reapply it or whatever. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I'm just making sure that I don't have any air bubbles in the transfer. So I'm just using, this is just a small squeegee, and I'm just literally making sure that I have all my air bubbles out. This is a large transfer, so it's easy to trap any little bits of air underneath. So just bear with me while I'm doing this. Just want to make sure it's stuck down well. If you have an air bubble, what will happen is the paste will find it and it will leak underneath, and then you'll end up with a spot that looks like a blob, and you don't want that to happen, because we want it to look perfect every time, right? Okay. All right, that looks good. Okay, so I'm going to set that one aside. I have a bunch of the mini squeegees, which I'm going to work with today on this, just because I have so many colors that I'm going to be working with. And because it's so big, I'm going to be doing the peel back method. So this is one of the new colors. This is called Iced Coffee. And I haven't opened this one yet. I don't believe. I'm pretty sure it's brand new. Yeah, it is. And it's got the nice, easy to open piece inside. Some of the older ones, they have a tin foil, and that's really hard to peel off. I found most of them were hard to peel off. This one's easy. So brand new. You can probably see there's a little bit of orange pigment that's come out of the chalk paste. We just need to give it a good stir, and it just stirs right back in. And it's brand new, so you should always stir your pastes really anytime before you use them anyway. This one's a little bit dry. I have a bottle of just distilled water. I'm just going to add a little bit of that and stir it in just to thin it out just a little bit, because it's a little bit thick. And I don't want it, when it's thick, it dries out even faster on your project. So I'm going to add just a little bit, just to help with the drying time. I don't want it to dry too fast, because that can cause an issue in itself. If it dries while you're working on your transfer, when you peel up your transfer, it actually will stick in on the transfer and kind of peel off of your project, off of your surface. So that's why we want to make sure it's a good consistency. If it's too thin, I also find that's not a good thing. It can bleed a little bit easier. So I'm going to go ahead and start applying the iced coffee. It's just a really nice, not sure what color you'd call that, just a beigey, just a beige, I guess. It looks like a nice coffee, really, actually. It's that color. So if you go to Tim Hortons and get an iced coffee, it's pretty much what this color looks like. Okay, so I just squeegeed it on, and then I literally held my squeegee straight up and down to take the excess off. I guess I should work a little faster. Don't mind me if I get a little quiet. Sometimes my brain I'm just trying to focus on what I'm doing. Okay, and I'm just going to squeegee off the excess. And just put it right back into my container. All right. Okay, so that one I am done with. I'm going to put the lid back on and set it aside. And I'm going to quickly peel this back. And I just want to peel it back enough so I can get it's a craft heater. You can use a blow dryer if you don't have one of these. And actually a blow dryer might be better. I just happen to have this in my room, so that's what I use. It's my quick grab. but it does tend to heat up your surface. So, and then you have to let it cool down if you're going to work with that area again. But in this case, I think it'll be fine. Mostly because I'm not really going to press my transfer back down in place. It's just gonna kind of float on top because I've done this section, so this portion's done. I don't need to really push it down. Okay, so that is not glossy looking anymore, so it's dry enough. I'm just gonna quickly make sure that the words here, the wording is pressed back down because I pulled up just a little bit too far, which is fine. I just have to push it down again. Make sure the air bubbles are out and that it's pressed. And this one, the wording actually says crackling fires. So I'm gonna try something where I'm just kind of doing an ombre effect. I'm gonna do it with yellow and red. So the red I'm using is actually Poppy. I believe this one's retired. There is Candy Apple is the other red that we've got, basically to replace that. It's not really to replace it. It's a color that we had already, but it's a really nice red. This one's a really more of an orange red, and I thought, you know what? I have it. I need to use it. I need to just get it used up. So I've got this color, Poppy. Just give it a good stir. The consistency is fine. I don't need to add any water to that one. And then this is Marigold. Marigold is another one that I think might be retired. I should actually mark on. Yes, it is. It's retired. Okay, I did mark it. Oh, and this color just, for some reason, it's always, every time I use it, it's the perfect consistency. Okay, so I'm going to put the yellow on the top. And I'm going to put the red on the bottom portion. And I'm going to leave a gap in between the two colors. Which will be where I'll be blending the two. So it'll create more of an orange in the center. So it'll give that ombre effect. And I'll just blend. I just want to make sure I don't have any really obvious lines here. And then I'm just going to go ahead and blend the two together before it gets too dry. So this is just how easy that ombre effect is. I don't know if you've watched any of my other videos or anything where I've shown this. Sorry, it's drying just a little bit, so I'm just going to add a little bit more of the wet paste, just so I have something to work with here. Just make sure it's good. I'm just going to go over it one more time. Okay, I'm going going to just grab I just have a disinfectant wipe here, container beside me. I'm just going to wipe my fingers. And again, I want to peel this back. And look at how beautiful that looks. I just love that. That effect is awesome. Okay, and I'm going to dry that again. Okay, and I'm just gonna let that rest again. And I'm going to set this aside. I believe I'm going to use the yellow again. Yeah, I had plans to use it again, so. I'll close up my red, the poppy. Okay, and again, I just want to make sure this is stuck down really well. If it's not, it will bleed underneath the top portion of the letters, and it won't be crisp. Okay. Okay, so the next color I have that I'm going to use, this is Shimmer Copper. It's really pretty. So I'm going to give that a stir. These always are more almost like a whipped, I don't know, whipped butter. I don't know. They're thick, but they're whipped. I don't know. They're fun. It's a different consistency. Just the shimmer ones tend to be like that. Okay, so the hot cocoa is going to be in this color. And it adds such a beautiful shimmer to your project. I'm just gonna let you know too, if you're ever interested in making a sign that you've seen me, any type of project, I guess, that you've seen me make, just let me know, and we can figure it all out for you. You could either come by and we can do it here, or you can order what you need, and I'll help you with that as well. And you can do it from your home. It's up to you. I've got a large studio space here in my home. It's I have the whole area above a 3-car garage here, so I don't know, it's like 700 and close to 800 square feet. So I've got a bunch of tables set up for classes, and it's a perfect space. And the coffee's always on, just so you know, or tea if you like tea. I happen to be a coffee girl. Okay, so I scraped the excess up, and I'm going to just set that aside, put the lid on. And again, just peel it back. It's so pretty. I know it doesn't pick up very well on the video, but it's very shimmery. That shimmer paste is just so pretty. have just 3 more colors to do. So again, I'm just going to make sure that my, looks like I didn't peel it back too far this time, but I need to just double check just to make sure. Okay. I think I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to go to green for the warm socks. I forgot, what color is this? This one is called Pesto. This is the new green. It's very kind of olive colored. It's a nice fall green. Fall and into Christmas. I really like that shade. Okay. So my warm socks are going to be Pesto. I just love how easy this is. It really doesn't take, you know, any training, to be honest. You can just open your projects up and start working on them, and it's pretty easy. There's lots of videos. If you can't find one on my own page, there's lots of videos out there. If you just Google, tons and tons of projects with chalk couture that you can learn if there's anything you need to learn about. I'm also always available. If you have any questions at all, just let me know, and I have no problem in finding an answer for you. So, okay, so we're just done with the green. I'm just putting all the excess back into my jar, setting that one aside. Okay, and I see I've got some paste on my fingers, which I tend to do from time to time, so just cleaning that off. Okay, so we're going to peel back. Should be peeling from the center. Okay, and now I'm just going to let this one dry. Let that one sit back down. Okay, this one I didn't peel back too far, so that's good. Okay, the Indian Summer I'm gonna do in the yellow. This one I already used on the crackling fires, so I'm just gonna go ahead. I don't need to re-stir it, it's still good. I wish we were having an Indian summer. Unfortunately, it has been raining way more days than it has been sunny this year where we are. It's been cool and so wet, just so wet. It just hasn't been fun for those who really enjoy summer. I'm warm all the time now that I'm going through starting menopause. I actually don't mind the cooler temperatures at all, but you know, it would be nice to at least look outside and see some sun and get that vitamin D going, because those gray days are kind of meh. They're not for everybody. Okay. Now I'm done with that one. Set it aside. I definitely got more I don't know how I'm managing to get lots of color on my fingers, but I am. So let's get that off. Before I touch it on anywhere. Okay. And give it a quick dry. All right, and one more to go. So for this sweater weather, this last one, I was wanting to use an orange, but I don't have the orange peel color in the bigger containers. I only have it in the little single-use packets, the singles. So I was kind of thinking about going with guava, but I'm still unsure about that. I'm almost wondering if I should just mix up really quickly some just the orange and the red that the yellow and the red that I have here, which is, you know what, I'm gonna do that because the other one is it's just not the right color, I don't think, for what I need. So I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. I'm just putting some into a dish here that I have. And I'm just going to blend it together to get an orange. Going back to my elementary school days, art classes where we had to mix to make your own colors and learn about colors. Okay, it's a little bit too yellow, so I'm going to add, good thing I got a lot of stir sticks here. I'm going to add a little more red into that, and I know I've mixed way too much for what I probably need, but that's all right. Okay, that's definitely more orange. I still feel like I want it just a little bit darker though. Okay, I think that's going to be good. All right, make sure it's good. Stir it in, blended. All right. So we're going to go ahead and use this. So that's just a mixture of poppy and marigold that I have. And I'm going to do my sweater weather in my mixed orange. That's the fun thing about these pastes, is that you can mix if you don't have a color. I mean, it may not be exactly what Chocolate Chur has, the exact color shade, but you can mix these and create really any color you want. You just have to make sure you mix up enough for what you need, because it'd be hard to match it if you needed more on your project, if you ran out in the middle of it or something. Okay, so now I'm just gonna squeegee off the excess. All right, again, I need another white. Managed to get it on my fingers. I don't know if you can see this. I've got coffee in here and it says hot mess on it. Totally. That's me today. All right, so now I'm going to finish peeling up the last of this transfer. I'm just going to set it aside. I'm going to take it and wash it in my sink here in a moment after I dry it. It looks pretty good. I like this, how it turned out. And I see I have this one little spot here that it just, I don't know if you can see that, right on the W where it's like just slightly bled. This is just a tool from my scrapbooking. It's a paper piercer and it's metal and it's pokey. And literally on these surfaces, you can literally just give a little scrape and it's perfect. You can't even tell that it bled at all. Anyways, what do you think of that? I love the crackling fires, how that turned out. It just, the whole thing just looks beautiful. So, I guess I also should let you know too, if anybody is interested in, what would that be called? Custom, I guess, in me doing custom pieces for you, I'm open to that too. You just have to get a hold of me and let me know what you're looking for, and we'll figure it all out from there. But hopefully you enjoyed my video today. Maybe if you enjoyed it, you could like it and share it. It's something that so many people can really enjoy. I want you all to come and try this. Seriously, come to my place and just try it for yourself. You'll get to see how much fun this is. And I just love that it's quick and it's easy. And, you know, because I know a lot of people, they don't have a lot of time. They're busy in their lives. And they're also, a lot of people feel like they just don't have an artistic side to them. And I want to challenge you because I feel like that's for sure not true. If it's something you're interested in learning, it is so easy to learn how to do this. But anyways, that's what my classes are for. And hopefully my videos also show you a little bit of tips and tricks and how to do things. Because that's my intention, is to help you see just how easy it is. Anyways, I want to just thank you for watching my video. Have a